Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Good morning. I figured it's time for another mock draft because the last one's about a week old now. We're constantly collecting new data, constantly getting new information, and I think it's time we take a stab at 11.0 here. Again, understand that every mock draft, I'm trying to come at it from different angles, I'm trying to come at it from new perspectives. Eventually, you do run out of that, but I want to continue to try to throw new things at the wall and see which ones feel the best. So this is obviously 11.0, so we've done a lot of these, and at a certain point, we're going to start repeating picks, we're going to start repeating players. That's just the nature of it. This video is powered by BetUS TV, and yeah, let's go ahead and open up here with some of these picks. This one, I will admit, just from the start here, maybe a little unrealistic, but maybe not. I don't know anymore. Will Johnson, who to me is pretty clearly one of the five best players in this draft, apparently people are kind of, I don't know, people are kind of losing it on him because he didn't have a great 2024 when everyone knows he was playing injured. So, look, if Will Johnson falls to 18, I am all over that. That is a player who I think should clearly be a top 5 pick and should probably be a top 3 pick. If he gets down to 18 because he had a shaky 2024 because of injury, when you have the 2023 tape and you know how good he is when he's healthy, like that's a no-brainer to me. And I know people are going to say we don't need another cornerback, we don't need another defensive back high in the draft, we don't need this, we don't need that. I don't care. If you have the opportunity to get Will Johnson at 18 overall, you do it and you don't think too hard about it. Honestly, I don't think the Seahawks are going to be competing for a title in 2025. I don't. So I'm thinking about stacking as much talent as possible. So if I can get a top 5 player in the draft at 18, I don't care where he plays. I just want him if I can get him. So that's my pick. That gives us freedom to maybe move Reek Woolen, save some money there, maybe pick up a extra later draft pick. That gives us the opportunity to not really even think about having to pay Reek Woolen, even if we do decide to keep him. There's a lot that this opens up that I think is going to be very valuable, especially in McDonald's defense that needs really good things out of their cornerbacks at all times. So I understand this is not going to be something that immediately jumps out to people as favorable, but I'm telling you guys right now, if you can get Will Johnson at 18, I just think you have to do it and forget everything else. All right, so my first second round pick is going to be Jonah Savai-Naia. As I evaluated offensive line talent in this class, he became one of the guys that I liked more than most people. I think that he offers upside as a left guard and a right guard and might be able to do a little bit at tackle. I think a lot of the people that don't like him seem to view him as a tackle, and I can understand there are shortcomings there, but as a guard, I think he's got a little bit of everything. He's got strength, he's got mobility, he's got agility, he's got brains. I think he's a really good prospect. I don't understand why some places aren't picking up on this yet, like PFF hates him. I think they're viewing him maybe as a tackle. I don't totally get it, but for me, if you could get him in the second round, that's great. I wouldn't even hate taking him at the back end of the first. Now, granted, that's me liking him more than most people, but regardless, Savai-Naia is, I think, going to be a really good pro. Would love to get him at 50. Before we go any further, though, I want to talk about my friends over at BetUS TV. I know the football season's over. I know most of free agency is over, but we've still got some draft stuff coming up here. We've still got other sports going on as well. Baseball is just about to get started here. You've got basketball getting closer to the playoffs. You've got still some March Madness left. So there's still a lot of fun things happening in the world of sports. So do not forget BetUS TV right now. Give them a shot. Check them out. Have some fun over there. And yeah, don't forget, just because we don't have football games right now doesn't mean there aren't very interesting and compelling things going on in the sports world. So, BetUS TV, they are powering this video, so I encourage all of you guys to give them a look. All right, my next pick, the next second round pick is a wide receiver. Last time I took a second round receiver, I went with Higgins. This time I'm going to go with Elik Ayomanor. I don't like him as much as Higgins, but there's a lot that Ayomanor brings that Higgins brings. He's big. He tested well. He's got pretty good speed. He's got the ability to get a lot better than he currently is, because this is a guy who hasn't been playing football for as long as most other football players. Like, he's not somebody who was playing football when he was a little kid. He's not somebody who was playing football all through, like, grade school or anything like that. He's Canadian, so that always adds a little bit of potential upside there. Seems like a hard worker. Seems like he'll be a good blocker as well. So Ayomanor would be a great pick, and honestly, at this point, Higgins might be a little too good. Higgins may end up going early second round, so Ayomanor is kind of like your consolation prize. It's a really good consolation prize. Don't get me wrong. I think Ayomanor is going to be really good. So that's my second round pick here. So that pushes us on to the third round. And that is Jared Wilson, who I know I picked in my last mock, but I can't get off of him, man. He's got such immense potential. He's such a fun player. He's such an interesting player. The abilities in space, the potential for him to be a super athletic center. Rivalrine. I don't know. That word doesn't come out of my mouth right, but in the same ballpark as a Jason Kelce. I mean, at a certain point, you just got to spend the pick and see if it works out. So Jared Wilson, center from Georgia, that's my guy. He's going to be somebody that I'm really circling the wagons around. I don't know if I would take him in the second round, but it's possible by the time we get to the draft, that's going to be what it takes. And honestly, given his immense talent, his incredible movement skills, it's not the worst idea in the world. I don't think I can get there, but I can get close, I think, and maybe close enough. Final day to pick is going to be Syvion Williams of TCU, another receiver. I know I doubled up. I doubled up on the interior offensive line. I doubled up at receiver. I just really want to push some of these guys off the team, guys like maybe Derek Young, guys like maybe Jake Bobo, and I want to build for a post-Cooper Kupp future that I think is going to come sooner rather than later. So Syvion Williams does bring some of the same things that Ayomanor does. I think Williams has a higher ceiling, definitely a lower floor, though. There's a world where Williams is nothing more than a gadget receiver, like a Cordell Patterson. But if he can get out of his own way and harness his talent, he could be kind of like DK Metcalf, man. He could be a DK Metcalf in this league. I don't know if he's going to get there, but there's a lot that he brings to the table. Getting him in the third round would be a big win in my book for sure. Now we're on to round 4, and I'm going with a tight end here finally, Mitchell Evans. I just recently talked about him in a video. Really, really good, well-rounded tight end prospect. Kind of reminds me of Will Dissly. He's not fast, he's not really athletic, but he's a very good and very willing blocker. He has the potential to become a great blocker in this league, and he's also a viable possession receiver. I don't think he's going to give you a ton as a playmaker, but he's going to give you enough. Again, it's Will Dissly. He is the next Will Dissly type. You need somebody like a Mitchell Evans. So, on a team that could use a third tight end, I think Mitchell Evans would slot in perfectly as that. I don't know if he can give you the fullback reps you might be looking for, but he is a good blocker, so it's not unreasonable. So yeah, Mitchell Evans would be my 4th round selection here. And I'm feeling really good about where this draft is going at this point if we can end up with all this. Cam Jackson, nose tackle out of Florida, is my 5th round pick. Nose tackle is the one position I ended up kind of ignoring in this mock, so I had to make sure to get a run stuffer. Now, the thing with Cam Jackson is he's a very simple player. He's a pure run stopper. He's very disruptive. He's very hard to block, very hard to contain. He's big, he's wide, he's stout, but he gives you nothing as a pass rusher. So he's a situational player. And with the defensive line this Seahawks team at the moment has, this is, I think, something that would slot in very well. Because when you go to that third down, you don't have to have a true nose tackle. You can pull Cam Jackson out of the game. You can go with some kind of a NASCAR package. And Cam Jackson doesn't need to play a ton. And he's probably rotating in and out with whoever your other nose tackle is. If it's a veteran, it's a veteran. If it's Murphy, it's Murphy, whatever. but Cam Jackson can provide those nose tackle reps. And my other 5th round pick is going to be a little bit unconventional. This is a guy who has the potential to get cut immediately, but you could also have some fun with him. It's Willie Lampkin, the North Carolina guard, but he's so undersized. He's like 5'11", 290 pounds. He's very small. Some people think he might play fullback. Some people think there might be some creative application of his talent beyond just playing an offensive lineman. So if you got Willie Lampkin and said, okay, this is my fullback now, maybe that's something you could make work. Maybe that's something that could be a lot of fun. So you've got 2 opportunities for him to find success. He could be a guard. He could play right guard. He was a successful right guard in college. But if he crashes out at right guard, you can put him at fullback. Willie Lampkin gives you 2 opportunities before he washes out of the league, which is more than most players. So it could be really fun. We got 2 7th round picks here. My first one is going to go to Donovan Edwards, the running back out of Michigan. Don't really know why he's fallen this far. I understand he didn't have the greatest season. I understand that he's not a tremendous asset at this point in time. I understand that he's a flawed player. But to me, the fact that he's going to be kind of scrapping to get drafted is an overplay. And we could use a 4th running back, right? It can't hurt. I don't know if we think we do have that 4th running back right now. Maybe we do, but you're going to need like 6 running backs for the offseason and the preseason. So Donovan Edwards, adding him in the 7th round, I kind of dig it. And then my other 7th round pick is Keaton Crawford, safety out of Nevada. Just a depth special teams guy who I kind of like a little bit more than most of the other options down there. I had a hard time finding something I really liked, and let's face it, it's the 7th round, so when are you ever going to find something stellar? But yeah, Keaton Crawford is my final pick of the draft, and there it is. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Another mock draft in a week. More draft stuff later today.